The single dad who fixed the CEO's computer and unlocked a secret. The storm outside raged like it was trying to tear the city apart. But inside the towering glass building of Revel Tech, one man stood drenched, exhausted, and one decision away from changing his entire life forever. Amir had rushed straight from picking up his daughter at daycare to his night shift job as an IT technician, his shirt still damp from her tears because she hated when he left. He thought this night would be like every other, quiet, lonely, routine. But the emergency call that came just as he stepped into the lobby told him otherwise. A system crash, top floor, CEO's office, immediate. Before the story continues, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and unexpected miracles, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really supports the channel and helps stories like this reach others who might need them. As Amir rode the elevator up, his hands trembled, not from fear of the CEO, whom nobody dared to approach casually, but from the weight of the day he had already lived. The letters from the bank were still sitting in his pocket, reminders of overdue bills and the threat of losing the tiny apartment he worked so hard to keep. His daughter Alina was all he had, all he lived for, and every shift he took, every extra hour he worked, was only to make sure she never felt the absence that had defined his own childhood. When the elevator doors opened, the entire top floor was silent, dim, almost intimidatingly still. The office was a palace of glass and steel, full of expensive art and a breathtaking city view. He stepped inside cautiously, and there she was. Arya Hale, the CEO, a woman known for her brilliance, ruthlessness, and the cold aura that seemed to freeze even the bravest employee. She stood by her desk, arms crossed, frustration etched deep into her face as she glanced at the flickering computer screen. Amir kept his gaze down. He knew his place and didn't dare cross the invisible line of power. But the moment he began working, unscrewing the back panel of the computer, he felt someone watching him, not with annoyance, but with unexpected curiosity. Arya wasn't used to having anyone work in her office this late. She wasn't used to seeing someone so focused, so steady, even while visibly tired. As Amir worked, he noticed something off, not with the machine, but with the files displayed when the system briefly rebooted. A folder was open. A photo was caught mid-load, one that disappeared instantly, but not before he saw it clearly. A little girl smiling at a birthday table, a child who looked heartbreakingly similar to Alina's age. Arya stiffened. It was the only moment she looked human, vulnerable. And Amir realized something. The CEO carried a secret, a hidden softness behind the iron facade. He finished repairing the system and apologized for the accidental glimpse, but Arya waved it off with a distant expression. That night, she didn't thank him. She didn't say anything, but her eyes held a story of their own. Over the next weeks, fate kept pulling them into the same orbit. Late-night repairs, file recoveries, emergency server resets, all brought Amir to the top floor, and all revealed small cracks in Arya's fortress-like demeanor. She started asking small questions, not about work but about life. Why he worked so many shifts, who watched his daughter at night, whether he had any help. Amir answered simply, never expecting anything in return. But Amir began noticing something strange. Arya changed during these encounters. Her voice softened. She lingered in the room longer. She asked about Alina, her school, her drawings, the way she liked to fall asleep clutching her tiny teddy bear. It was as if she saw something in Amir's life that reminded her of a past she had locked away. One night, after another long shift, Amir was halfway home when he found Arya standing in the rain outside the daycare center, holding a soaked umbrella and staring at a closed gate. She had come, she admitted with embarrassment, because she overheard him say earlier that he couldn't pick up Alina on time due to an emergency server fix. She didn't know why she came, only that the thought of his little girl waiting alone tugged at something buried deep inside her. Together they found a neighbor who was watching the children. Arya waited, silent, until Alina ran to Amir and hugged him fiercely. The CEO stood there quietly, looking at the reunion with a kind of longing that caught Amir completely off guard. Days later, Arya revealed the truth. The girl in the photo, the secret she carried. She had lost her daughter 5 years ago in an accident, and with her, she had lost the ability to feel warmth, softness, or hope. Work had become her shield, her escape, her excuse to never face the emptiness inside her. When she saw Amir with Alina, something broke inside her, something painful but healing. She had forgotten the sound of a child's laughter, the comfort of a small hand gripping yours, the gentle chaos of parenthood. Through Amir and his daughter, she remembered what it felt like to be human. After that revelation, everything shifted. Arya began looking out for Amir, quietly at first, arranging flexible hours, approving overtime, granting bonuses without explanation. She began inviting him for small tasks in her office even when they weren't urgent, drawn to the unspoken warmth he carried. And without realizing it, Amir found himself becoming the one person she trusted, the one presence that calmed her, the one who made her feel less alone. But the real turning point came when Amir's apartment building sent an eviction notice. He tried to hide it, but Arya noticed his pale, sleepless face. When she found the crumpled letter he accidentally left on her desk, she didn't confront him. Instead, she made a decision that would change all their lives forever. The next day, Amir received an unexpected letter from HR. A promotion, a department transfer, a salary triple what he made before, a position he never even applied for, but that Arya insisted he deserved, calling him the kind of man who should be leading others, not struggling in the shadows. He wanted to protest, but Arya stopped him with a simple truth. Sometimes strength isn't in refusing help, but in accepting it. Their lives continued to intertwine. Alina began warming up to Arya, who found herself smiling again, laughing even, as she rediscovered pieces of her heart she thought were gone forever. Slowly, the three of them formed something that looked like a family. Broken in places, healed in others, but real. If this story has touched your heart, please like the video, share it, and subscribe for more emotional stories. Your support means more than you know. And before we end, tell us in the comments, do you believe people meet for a reason? In the end, Amir realized that sometimes life's greatest miracles hide behind the smallest moments. A broken computer, a single photo, a stormy night. And Arya discovered that even the coldest, most guarded hearts can be unlocked. Sometimes by the person you least expect.